Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you. Can you
All right. Yep, can.
All right. I got that Nearpod thing hooked up too. I just did it on another tab. Is that what you wanted us to do?
That's great. Either that or on another device. Either way works.
Well, I can do it on another device.
Yeah, if that's easier for you, your phone or whatever. You'll see the slides up on my screen anyway, but just interact with it if you want to join it on your phone or another tab, either way.
Okay.
Welcome, everyone. Don't worry if you see me in there twice. I just have another screen open to watch for the chat.
So did you say there was something we needed to do to sign into the Nearpod link that you gave us?
It's just the code. Let me put that up. So it's join.nearpod.com. And let me put
Is that the link from the email?
Yes, yeah. And if you want to do that from another device like your phone or a tablet or just another tab, that works too. Let me share my screen and put that code up there.
So it's just asking for a session or a nickname or a name, and
Yep.
so that's where I just put in the number you're giving?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, the nickname, that's just you.
Just me.
That's just your name, yeah. Let's see, and I need to have participants up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 4 of us. A couple more. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. I'm just
Good,
trying
good.
to get the 2 tabs going.
Yeah. Like I said, if you have a phone or another device or something, if you want to do the interactivity part with that, you can do that as well. Yeah, and that's a join.nearpod.com and then the code XVOLS.
I didn't have to put in a code. I did it on another one. I just said go to the
Yeah, with the link you don't need the code. I use the little link share.
Yeah, I just
right
opened
there.
my email again in my other device and just took it.
Smart. Very smart.
Well, I didn't want to ask anybody. Now, what am I supposed to do?
No, you're okay to ask. That's why we're doing this.
And so we're just sitting on start, right?
Yeah, you'll see this. It's this window, just digital Nearpod.
Yep.
Digital instruction for Nearpod beginners. Yep.
Okay.
Let me see. Am I recording this? I thought I had it set to record, but I don't see.
It says recording in the top left corner.
Great. All right. Oh, yep. I see the button right there. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Those are the 5 that signed up. I think we might have had one more person, but we'll see how that goes, and I'll try to watch the chat and see where we all are. And apologies for switching the topics this week. Chris, you know how excited she gets. She's like, yeah, let's do this next week. But she forgot she had a couple of doctor's appointments with her husband set for today. So,
oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so we'll do Utah's online library more in depth with her next Thursday. We thought we'd just kind of reintroduce you guys to Nearpod today if you haven't seen it for a while or haven't. You guys have had this in your district for, I think, at least a year or two. But there's been some recent developments and maybe even some more recent developments as far as Nearpod goes in the state. But as of now, Utah has a statewide license for Nearpod plus a bunch of other of their content libraries that we kind of wanted to highlight today and just give you a good walkthrough if you haven't had much experience with Nearpod in the past. So I think we've got about the crowd we're going to have, so we may as well get going here. Let me advance on through the screen. And so like we said, it looks like you've all joined the webinar. Everyone's been using Zoom quite a bit. And does everyone have the webinar open in one screen and the Nearpod open in at least another tab or on their phone or another device? Is there anyone that does not have that yet? And we can wait for you or help you if you need to get that done.
Yes.
Everyone's good? Yes, I need help, or yes, I'm good.
I'm trying to download the app on my iPad right now, but I have
Okay.
it on another screen though too.
Okay, all right. That works. If you need me to put the code back up, it's there up there at the top. When I shared my screen, it won't let me draw a new let me just shrink my screen to fit that space there. How's that? Now you should be able to see everything. Okay, so got a second tab going. You've got your audio connection going. If you need to open a second tab, it's right up there on the top. And this session, like I said, is really designed at beginners. If you've used it before, this will hopefully be a good refresher for you. And we're going to show you some additional resources for you as far as getting help and additional content and things that are available for you for today. So any objections to moving forward? Are we good to go? Good to go. Okay. So there should be a question on your screen that's asking your experience level with Nearpod. And so you'll see the question on your screen, and I have the teacher view up on my screen, so you should be able to see what answers are being given. So go ahead and take a second to answer A, B, or C. A, I've used your Nearpod before. I have an account set up. I've heard of Nearpod and have an account. You all have an account, just so you know. Or Nearpod is new to me, so forget the account part of the question. Nearpod is new to me. Okay, cool. A couple more. Oh, I should answer over here. You'll see I'm also in the class as a alter ego. So hit the answer, then hit submit down there on the bottom right. We can see that about a third of us still need to answer yet. So I get these analytics live as you guys are asking or answering your questions. So maybe two more still need to answer. And so if Nearpod's brand new to you, if you're down here in the C category, and you joined us, we got a few more people to admit to the class. Sorry about those. I need to keep an eye on the participant list and make sure everyone's getting in all right. And if you're just joining us, there is a link in the invite, hopefully that you got, or you can go to join.nearpod.com and put in that code up there on the upper left of the screen in order to join us in the presentation. Okay, so it looks like it's about 50-50 with a few outliers there. A couple people are familiar with it, so you're in the right place. Welcome, and again, stop me anytime if you have any questions as we go through. But if you join us for the Pear Deck training, Nearpod and Pear Deck are very similar tools. They're both useful for online for formative assessment, and you can use it, with your students in class, or obviously it's a very good tool for you to use when we're doing distance education, as we're in the situation right now. There are some advantages to Nearpod. There are some disadvantages, and as we go through, I'll try to try to highlight those as we go. Okay, next slide. Let's see, would you like to approve student comments before they are posted? I will trust you guys that no one will swear at us or do things like that. But you can see that I can moderate these discussions if I need to, but I'll just say no, I won't moderate those. So take a second, answer the question, what brought you to learn more about Nearpod for distance learning today? And we'll see the responses come in.
Yes.
To support Clint, that must be Joby. So I'll
My,
like that one there.
My thing won't take it. It says this collaborate board is waiting for a teacher input, and I can't answer the question.
Maybe refresh. It took me a second to click the. I'll moderate it later, so maybe just give it a second, or if need be, hit the refresh page.
All right, it worked.
Good, good, good. Okay, I love the idea of adding digital tool in my classroom, have more engaging lessons. That's for sure. Deliver more interactive content to my students without me having to reinvent the wheel. Amen. I love that one, so I'm going to like that one.
You just watching this one.
And have a variety of tools to use with students. I'm good with that. I like that idea. I'll give a couple more seconds for you guys to post your responses. This little icon here also allows you to post a picture. So you can use these collaborate boards with your kids, and they can either share text or they can share photos there. Get your students more engaged. Yeah, I wonder how is that? Whoops, there's been a problem. That's interesting.
So Clint, I have a quick question. What
Yeah,
you
you bet.
see as a teacher, I noticed on the little paper slips that are popping up on your screen, do you see the student name at the top, right?
No, you're seeing what I see, but down here about below, I have a button that says show student names. It just moved my screen.
So you
might
would
be able
know
to see that.
exactly who
Correct.
is whose.
Yeah, and so if nobody objects, I will turn that on real quick.
Okay.
And object to approve comments before they're posted now.
I did refresh mine, but then when I try to push on one of those little hearts, it says there's been an issue with your request. Try again.
Yeah, I got that too. So I'm not sure what's happening there. Maybe again, try to reload the page. Usually 99% of the time when there's problems with Chrome, if you refresh the page, it'll fix a lot of those things. So hopefully that's it. I ran into the same thing. I tried to like one of them as well, and just refreshed the page, and it was a temporary problem. So yep, I can see the names. And again, if I'm broadcasting this up to my students, you probably wouldn't want to show those names. Apply this for the rest of the session. Thank you. You'll just show those names as being starred out there.
Well, it still won't do it, and I'm on an iPad, so I don't know. I guess I'll just wait and check the next question. Maybe it'll work.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and this is just one of the many question types that you can use with Nearpod. So hopefully that issue won't persist. So I appreciate your flexibility there. All right, good comments. I like lots of folks wanting to use this as a tool for engagement and to have some good content that they don't have to reinvent the wheel and be able to use with their kids. And right now, it's especially useful. Even for differentiation, if you've got kids, that have been having a tough time with this, schooling from home kind of thing, maybe you could give them some lessons to maybe try to help, bridge that summer slump kind of, maybe you could send these out all summer long, just have some things to share with your kids just to kind of keep them engaged and hopefully keep them, learning a little bit. So thanks for your input there. I appreciate that. Let's go on to the next one. So by the end of the day, you're going to know how to log in. You know how to get to your Nearpod homepage, how to find lessons, launch lessons, share them, find the reports on your students on how they did throughout the lessons, and then where to go to find some help. And you will get a copy of these slides at the end. It's kind of one of the differences between Nearpod and Pear Deck. Pear Deck will allow you to publish those student takeaways. With Nearpod, if you take notes on the lesson, then you'll automatically get emailed a link to the entire lesson and all your notes and everything. We'll highlight that towards the end. So don't worry, you'll get a copy of all these with all the videos and links and everything. So let's play a little game. This is called Time to Climb. This is their Nearpod's kind of engagement game, little, Kahoot or Quizzes or little kind of gamification feature. And so I'm just going to start that, and then you'll respond on your second tab or device with your responses. And so we'll see how this goes. Let's see, randomize answers. Yeah, why not? And let's do the Himalayas. Continue. Okay, so now on your screen, you should see you have the option to choose a character. I'm going to pick my character, little penguin, and start. And they're all popping in there. Okay, 5 connected. I'll wait for a few more folks to get connected. And if you joined in late and don't have the Nearpod lesson open in another tab or on another device, you can join by going to in a new tab or on the other device. Go to join.nearpod.com and enter in the code XVOLS, or you can just use the link that I sent out in the email on that separate device to join the lesson. So let's see. We've got 7 players connected, and we're close to about that many people in the session. So I'll wait for another moment to get folks going. You guys look all very cute. Let's see who we have in there. So I got Joby's in there, and Megan, Julie. I'm in there, Jenna, Michelle, Susan. Oh, we just had a turtle join in. Karen, thank you very much. I like that icon. Another fox.
So Clint, can you change your icon once you picked it, or that's it?
I think that's probably it. I don't know if we can. I don't see a way to do it. Let me see if I click on myself. Nope. Once you pick a penguin, you're a penguin. Maybe the next game. All right, let's start the activity and get you guys going. And there's just a couple of questions here. And I'll have the leaderboard up here on the screen. So let's see. Oh, I've got to wait. So let's see.
Okay, Clint, I have a
it's
question.
counting down. Yep, so there's a timer on there. Yes, ma'am.
Once you have a timer on there, the timer is there no matter how quickly everybody answers?
It looks like it started everyone up the climb before the timer ran out. So it looks like
Okay,
everyone
so
needs to
as soon as
respond.
everyone answers, then there's a...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see a way on my end here to moderate that.
I'm just curious.
You just get points, Clint. Isn't it true you get more points the quicker you answer?
Yeah, so like Kahoot, the faster you answer, the more points you get. But I don't see if there's a way to skip ahead before everyone's
I had
answered.
to step out for a minute. We have a package arriving, and I had to take care of it. So
Okay.
I'll try to catch up here in just a second.
Okay, we're just playing a little like a Kahoot type of game that you can use in Nearpod. It's called Time to Climb. And so I can send out a series of questions to my students, and the faster they answer, the more points they get, the higher they climb. So here we go. Our winner is Michelle. Way to go. She's quick on the draw. Second place is Megan. Third place is Karen. And so I will skip ahead because all I could hear was that music in my ears, and I couldn't hear you guys very well. So the answer from all those, they're all true. 7,500 different lessons in their library, and it's all arranged from K through 12 and all the different content areas and things like that. I'll show you a breakdown of all the different lessons available here in a bit. Plus, again, we have access to additional content libraries. So what is Nearpod? And this is one where you can scroll on your screen through a few different slides, and I'll just go through them. So Nearpod is a presentation tool, easy to download and customize, ready to teach lessons. They're interactive, get comprehensive student assessments, and they enable hopefully 100% participation with your kids. Lessons can be done live, like we're doing together, either in person or online, or you can create student-paced lessons that kids can complete on their own speed. Whoops. There we go. Once students, and you've all done this, you give a code to the kids, and they put in their nickname or another name optional there. So this is another one big difference between Pear Deck and Nearpod. Nearpod, students don't need an account to use Nearpod. Students do need a G Suite account in order to present through Pear Deck. So students may not always put in their name. They may stick with the nickname. They recommend, first name, last initial as far as the name goes with students, but it's up to them to put in their own name there in the code. And again, you could do the teacher-paced synchronous lessons where we're all together. You can see though that once you're in a lesson, your screen stays on the same screen as your teacher, with the exception of these. So this is like a multiple slide kind of thing. So you guys can scroll through these slides on your own. There's about 7, 8, 9 slides there, and I'm just kind of going through them one-on-one. Nearpod.com/coronavirus. That URL doesn't exist anymore, but it does take you to their distance learning resources, and we'll see that again near the end of our lesson today. They do have live webinars and trainings and things like that. Plus, you can access recorded webinars on all kinds of different topics as far as Nearpod goes. So if I don't answer a question, or the way I presented today was confusing to you, there are access or resources for you to go super in depth with Nearpod. If you want to keep going super deep with Nearpod and you love it, you can become a Nearpod certified educator at that link, and you can get all kinds of perks and things like that. So lots of ways you can learn more and be engaged with Nearpod. Let's see, where would you like to play the video? What do you think? I'll just say, I'll just show the device on my screen if that works for you. You guys okay with that? Or do you want to have them on your own devices?
This is fine, just you.
Okay, I'll just do it this way. And I hope the audio comes through. I'm pretty sure. If not, I'll fix it. So let's see what teachers can do. And I'm not going to show all these videos on everyone, but a couple of them I will show. Can you guys hear the audio?
I cannot.
I
No,
can't.
we
hear it.
can't.
Okay, let me stop sharing and make sure that I share my computer audio this time. Doesn't always happen. Okay, share. It's an extra button I have to click, so thank you for letting me know. Here we go. Now it won't let me hide or start the screen again.
Student engagement platform. Sing Nearpod, an award-winning student engagement platform that comes with thousands of ready-to-run interactive K-12 lessons. Nearpod is a platform that easily allows teachers to create, download, and teach interactive lessons across all student devices, including Chromebooks, iPads, iPhones, and Android devices. Teachers can easily upload their existing PowerPoints, PDFs, Google Slides, and Sways, and convert them into interactive Nearpod lessons by adding engaging activities like quizzes, polls, draw-its, open-ended questions, fill-in-the-blanks games, and 3D objects. With Nearpod VR, teachers can take their students on a virtual field trip anywhere in the world. Teachers launch a live lesson. Students enter a lesson code, and the lesson is synced to all student devices. Teachers can also launch student-paced lessons, which allow students to complete a lesson on their own time, wherever they are. Teachers get real-time feedback on student understanding and can access post-lesson reports to assess individual and class performance. Nearpod also has a library of thousands of ready-to-run, standards-aligned K-12 lessons across all subjects from a curated list of trusted publishers. All lessons are editable and customizable to meet the needs of individual teachers and students. Nearpod is the most comprehensive student engagement platform that your students will love.
So why will it not? That is so interesting. My screen sharing is paused. Oh. Won't let me advance to the next slide here, so let me do that. Okay. Hopefully we're good to go. All right, so in addition to the Nearpod lesson library that comes with a basic Nearpod account, our state has purchased these additional libraries. So digital citizenship and literacy, college and career exploration, and it's so important right now, social and emotional learning, some things to, help you keep in touch with your kids and make sure that they're doing okay and, staying healthy out there when we can't see them every day.
So, sorry, when you say the state has paid for it, is that something that will last a while, or is that something that we'll get in and start using and have resources on and then it's gone, or?
That is a really, really good question. And the contract that was signed to have access through 2024. However, with the budget shortfalls and no taxes on gas and things like that, the state is having to do some serious budget cutting, and it's possible that this is one of the things that could be cut. But Kane has been, and I'm sure continued will be a Nearpod customer. So these extra libraries might go away for you guys. Your Nearpod lesson library, you guys will still have access to, as far as I understand.
Okay.
But these lessons, I know you can download and add them to your own library. I don't know if they'll persist if and when that happens. But so the answer is I don't know. But like I said, the contract that was approved as of the end of February, first part of March, before all this happened, was to have access for all K-12 teachers through 2024. So I will let you know if that changes. So for now, we have a 5-year contract. Good question. It is not letting me advance for some reason. There we go. Okay. All right. So don't be afraid to click buttons. You're not going to break anything. Everything Nearpod is online. Unless you're on a device and trying to view lessons as a student, you're not going to break anything. So give everything a try when you're in there. So what I want you to do is we're going to make sure that you guys can log in to your Nearpod account. So I want you guys to open up a new tab up there on the top of your browser screen. And so we can go back and forth between the Nearpod lesson and this other tab. But I want to make sure you guys can get logged in. So once you have a new tab open, I don't know why Zoom is doing this to me. I'm just going to put this button just outside of my screen share. There we go. All right, so once you get to the Nearpod, go to nearpod.com, and then up on the upper right, there'll be a login button. And you guys will log in with the Google button. Your district has had accounts, and you guys should be good to go. And all you need to do is just authenticate with your school Google account, and you should be in. So I'll give a moment, and if anyone has problems getting logged in, let me know. Again, it's just go to nearpod.com, click the login on the upper right, and log in with Google.
So where are we signing in at?
So you need to open up a new tab.
I did.
Go to nearpod.com.
I'm on that site.
And then on the upper right, find the login link.
Yeah.
And that should take you to a window that looks like the one I have shared on my screen. And then you just click the login with Google button, the blue Google button. So let me show you. So I'm going to pop up here. It's probably just going to log me straight in, but I'm going to go to nearpod.com. Yeah, and it takes me right into my library because I'm already going in. But if you do get to the home screen, let me do this. Let me do a new incognito window. Nearpod.com. Up here on the upper right where it says login, hit that. And then you're going to click login with Google. We're on the teacher's login. And then you're going to choose use your Kane mail, your kane.k12.ut.us account to log in. And it should just take you right in, or should put that up there for you. I'm in an incognito window, so it doesn't know who I am. So it's asking me to put in my email address. Did that work for you, Karen? Are you in?
Well, I put to, I don't know if I put the right thing because I said I already have a Google account, but now it's telling me create your Google account.
Uh-oh. No, you shouldn't have to do that. So
All right. So,
just close that tab,
okay,
open
and
up
then
a new one. And
I'm going to put my email in again.
okay. And make sure it's your kane.k12.ut.us, not the.
And when I'm going between my two windows, it seems like I have to keep logging into the Zoom meeting. Is that what I have?
You're not closing the Zoom tab, are you?
No,
Okay.
minimizing.
That should be the case. Well, as long as I just want to make sure you guys know how to log in. If you are having issues switching back and forth, then maybe just stick with our presentation for now, and you can watch what's going on. I just wanted to make sure you guys know how to get to Nearpod and can get logged in.
Hey, Clint, this is Susan Esper.
Yep.
Sorry. On my, just a minute. Sorry.
No worries.
Corona. Wow, allergies. Sorry. I don't have the social and emotional library that you talked about.
Correct. Yeah, I was working with Travis this earlier today, and also in contact with our Nearpod onboarding person. That'll be added soon. If you don't have it already.
Are we supposed to put our password too that we use for our Google account?
You may have to authenticate, yeah. If you're not already logged in, that's fine. But you shouldn't have to make a Nearpod account. You should just be able to authenticate with your school email. Then once you're there, you should be able to see. You should get to see something like this.
So I want to say
when you're
yes.
logged in.
I want to say yes. I'm joining the district edition.
Yes, perfect.
So
All right.
Clint, sorry.
Sounds like Karen's in. Jenna, go ahead.
So if we're on a Zoom meeting with our students and I want to do a teacher-led Nearpod, would they?
All they need is the code.
They would need the code, but they wouldn't then see. Would they still see me as the teacher and then their Nearpod screen? Because like right now, I have to minimize. I've got two screens on one screen.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. So you'll still have to have Zoom open, and you'll have another tab with Nearpod open. And so it may take a little practice and getting used to start with. But yeah, like you said, I'm showing my view of our Nearpod lesson through Zoom here. So students would need to, again, open up another tab and go over to Nearpod and do the Nearpod lesson in the other tab in order to do the interactivity part. Or they can, again, you do it on a phone or any device, anywhere they have a web browser, they can jump into Nearpod and interact with the lesson,
Okay.
whatever's easier for them.
Thanks.
Clint, I have a question. Should
Yep.
I wait until the end of this? If I don't want to take up any of your time in teaching.
No, I'm sure if you have a
Well,
question that other people may as well.
All of my kids, because I only have 7 kids in my class, they all use the same email on their Chromebook. Is that
Okay.
going to be, I'm not understanding how this works. Is that going to be making a difference when they sign into that? I will be able to look
Nope.
what they're all doing individually?
Of course, yeah, no, it's fine
Because
because
is this like a whole different platform? It's not using emails and all of that?
it is a different platform, but they don't have to have an account.
Okay.
When they go to your lesson, when I go
Mhm.
to launch this lesson,
Mm-hmm.
and it asks me to how I want to share it out. If I do a link,
Mm-hmm.
whatever else, I could share that with the kids through email, and they can all click on the same link. But when they get in, they all put in their own name, so it's
Okay,
separate,
well, I would just probably share it in their Google Classroom. Can I do that?
just like that. Oops.
Okay,
There's a classroom button right there. Sorry,
right.
I'm dragging things around. It's not letting me click on the right thing. Anyway, I choose the right class I want to go to and say go, and we're good to go.
Because right now, when they answer questions in their Google Classroom, I don't know who it is unless they put their name in because they're
Correct.
all on the same thing. But this will be
Correct.
different? This will be
Yes,
different? Okay,
absolutely.
good. Yay!
Yep. Yeah, you'll see them as that. And that's probably
I'm
the way to get
excited.
around it. Yep. Is to to use this for those presentations, and you bet. Or Pear Deck could do the same thing. Great question.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you know what? No, for you, Pear Deck wouldn't do the same thing because they all have the same Google account.
Right. So this one I'm really excited about. So good. Yay.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, keep asking your questions. I appreciate it. Okay, so everyone's logged in. We're good? Any objections to moving on?
Good.
Okay, cool. Here we go. And if for everyone's good, cool. If not, there's the slides on how to do it. And again, you guys will get a copy of these when we're all done. And again, here's a video on how to do it. So if you want to share these videos or actually go through this lesson with your kids to make sure they can get on and do whatever they need to do, that video is there for you. All right, so now you're logged in. Make sure you should be on the Nearpod homepage, which is also called your library. And I guess I'll just keep that open for reference for you guys so you can see it. So this is my Nearpod homepage or my library or whatever else. Anytime I click on wherever I'm at in Nearpod, if I click on the home button on the upper left, it'll take me back here so I can see all the lessons that I've downloaded or that I've used with my kids, how to go to search the Nearpod library. It is possible to set up shared libraries within your school or your district, and then access those other areas. So you're at your home. Why is this? I don't understand. Okay. Nearpod House, the home will always bring you to the home page. Again, I just explained what that graphic shows there. You can also join a lesson if you want to participate as a student, or if you want to put in a code there, you can join a lesson in session as well. Okay, so now it's your turn. You should have a question on your Nearpod screen, not in Zoom. So use the reference media on the, oops, sorry about that. Just trying to see what it looks like on the other screen. Okay, so there's a question there. Yes, I successfully logged in, or no, I'm having trouble, but I think everyone is hopefully under yes. Hopefully we're not overkilling this, but I want to make sure you guys can get in. Because once we have that, if you want to just watch along in Zoom, that's completely fine. But I do have a couple of activities built in here to give you guys an opportunity to dig into the libraries and find some things for you. So I'm not seeing any no's yet, so I'm going to guess we're good to go and continue on. All right, so, and here's that opportunity. So again, there are 7,500 ready to go, ready to launch lessons that are aligned to standards out there and available for you. And so I want to give you a minute to take a look at what's available for you. Is this not going to load for me? Search lessons by library. Okay. I think that last one, and it loaded for me when I was preparing this thing, but it had an overview of all the different lessons like in grids. So in K through 6, we have this many lessons and this many grade levels in this many subjects. And then, for each of the different grade levels, but literally just scanning through that chart, it didn't see, there was about 300 to 500 lessons per grade level per area.
I see a
There.
PDF on mine on this screen
Okay.
that I
Oh,
can
good.
scroll through.
Okay, so you're seeing it on your side, good.
Yeah,
I'm just not seeing it
scroll
on my
down,
teacher
it
version. Yeah,
shows
so
everything.
thank you. Yeah, so keep scrolling down. You can see all the
Scroll to
partners
the
where you're
bottom.
getting lessons from, or folks who have contributed lessons. They do pay teachers to create high quality lessons that are aligned to standards and are reviewed and everything. But if you keep going down, there you go. So elementary lesson library. So the lowest one I see is second grade life skills and electives, and pre-K and K 90 lessons is the smallest one I see in elementary as far as grade level and subject area. Middle school, the smallest one I see, 7th grade math, only has 310 lessons. And then in high school, the smallest one again, 10th grade math, only 310 lessons available. And you can see the publishers there. So lots of high quality content are available there for you. And then you can take those lessons and adapt them, augment them, use them as is, or make them your own. Any one of those lessons you can take and download and adjust for your needs.
Clint?
Yep.
When you make adjustments to lessons, is there a way to modify and give different students different versions? Like, I understand that probably wouldn't work with the live, but with the self-directed lessons?
Absolutely. Yeah, you just launch. You can have more than 2 lessons going at a time. You just launch them self or student directed, and then you send the links to the different lessons to the different kids.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. Great idea. All right, so I'm going to move on. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to search your lesson library. Just a couple of minutes. Have you guys switch back over to your Nearpod tab. Click on the Nearpod lesson library there underneath Join a Lesson. And then there's a whole bunch of filters you can use. You can search by name. You can select a standard. You can select Utah for the state, and then check a subject and a grade level and view what's available. So you can search for fractions at the top and then put in Utah, check the math box, check 4th grade and see what 4th grade Utah math lessons are available there on fractions for you. So again, take a minute and search. I'll stay back on that slide there and give you guys an opportunity to search for a lesson. I'm going to ask you what you found, so don't just go check email or something like that. But I'll put 3 minutes on my watch, and if you have questions while
So
that's
which
going on,
screen are we on?
Go
Are
ahead.
we on the one
So
that?
I want you to go to Nearpod. Yep. So go to Nearpod, and I'll walk you through that. So I'm going to go to my Nearpod.
So am I going to go
lesson
to the one
library.
that I logged in as
Correct.
a Google thing?
Yes, correct.
Well, mine's like doing all this crazy stuff and I don't know how to stop it. It keeps saying, got it, thanks. And then they have mic drop and.
Yeah, because since it's the very first time you've logged in, they're trying to be helpful.
So
and
how do I
pointing you
get
in the
off
right
it? How do I
direction.
get off of this?
Which is this?
All these like things.
Just keep
flashing
closing
on
them
my-
or saying got it or I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I
All right.
understand.
So now I'm on, do I go to the house one or do I just stay?
You should be there already if you didn't go anywhere, but click on My Library, just the house, and then you're going to go to Nearpod Lesson Library on the left.
Okay, I think.
Yep, and so you should see on the top left, you should see standards, and then a bunch of subjects and grades, and then some color cards on the right with the search box at the top. So
I don't think that's where, well, hold on. And then I could just click on these subjects and grade.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, up at the top, I'll search for fractions. And so I get, I don't know how many results on fractions. It doesn't tell me. But then just to narrow it down by state, I'm going to go to Utah for standards and math. And for some reason, there we go. And then I'll do 4th grade.
So are we just looking at what they have, or can you click on
Yes.
one of those?
Yeah, I want you to just explore their library, see what's there.
So we can't click on one of the lessons and look at it?
You can do whatever you want.
Well, I just didn't know if that would like, my iPad would blow up or something. I don't know.
No. Yeah, if you hover over and tap on one of them, that'll open a preview of that lesson. And you can kind of slide through. There's a little preview button, and you can just go through the slides real quick and see what's in there. If you like it, there's a blue button there that says add to my library, and that'll create a copy for you that you can either launch without modification. Make sure you review the whole thing first, obviously. Or you can add slides to it, or change questions, or do whatever you want. And if you don't like it, you can,
Well, mine's a touch iPad, so how do you hover over it?
You just tap on it.
But nothing's coming up. It doesn't work, actually.
Okay, I didn't expect that to happen.
Well, that's because it's my iPad.
Apologize about that. Yeah, I don't know how to help. Anyone that had any experience with that can help Karen out. It's surprising me that if you tap on one of those cards, it doesn't just open up. All right, that was 3 minutes. Do you guys want some more time to dig around, or do you want to keep going on, knowing that it's 2:45 and we have a lot more to cover?
Going on. There's a lot of great resources.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff in there.
But Karen, I had to stop using my iPad. It was not working, so I just ended up sharing screens.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And
now that I know that, I'll just look at it and then I'll look more after.
And I think as a teacher, as far as like getting in the library and building and doing stuff like that, best to do it from a computer. But just know that students, if they're just participating in a lesson, they shouldn't have any problems on an iPad.
Right, because I didn't have any problems getting into your class.
Yeah, so it might just be that the teacher area isn't iPad friendly. So it's good to know. Good to know.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, and again, in the slides that I have for you, there is a video here, adding lessons from the Nearpod lesson library to mine. But basically, once you find a lesson in the library, again, click on it to preview it. Go through the slides. If you like it, click the button that says add to my library, and you should be good to go. But there's a minute-long video there in these slides that shows you how to do that. Okay, so take a second, and we're back on the on the Zoom meeting, hopefully. Or actually, no, I lied. On the Nearpod lesson window, we had three tabs going. If you found one that was interesting to you, or you were happy to find, or something you can use tomorrow, take a second and add that there. No, you know what? That'll take too much time, and we're running out of time. So if you want to turn on your mic and just let us know if there's something cool you found, we'll take a minute for that. Otherwise, I'll continue on. But I appreciate Catherine did say, hey, there's a lot of great stuff there, and fun brain breaks. Cool. I like that. And those are important. That came in on through the Nearpod lesson. Love the field trips. Very nice. I'm glad you found that. Where was the field trip to that you looked at?
Well, I looked at the ones for Utah and Zion National Park, because that's where we would have gone this week.
Well, might be a next best thing. Ooh, Bryce Canyon Hoodoos, good. Great grade level life skills lessons. Cool. All right. I'm glad you guys had
Where were you
success.
seeing field trips?
Yeah, please share.
I searched field trips. I just put in field trips and searched them. And there's a ton of them. A lot of them are VR, which would be great. But I noticed that even if they were VR, they could still manipulate them and turn the screen, even if they were on I was doing it on my computer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send them anyway. Even
Yeah,
though
you don't have to have the viewers in order to view the field trips. Catherine in the chat says great math lessons. Okay. Fantastic. So I'm gonna forge ahead if I can get my slides to advance. There we go. All right, so we're ready to launch. You have a bunch of Nearpod lessons that are ready to go anywhere, anytime. Again, teacher-paced live lessons, or you can turn them on so that they can go at student-paced. So maybe that field trip or something like that would be a good thing to just send out for the kids to do at their leisure. That way they have enough time to explore and take a look at what they want and to be able to engage with it that way. Good, good. All right, so from your dashboard, when you do click on one of the lessons, again, you've got the option there to join or to start it as a live session or start it as a student-paced session. Also from there, you can drag them around and organize them the way you want. If you want to make changes to the slide, there's an edit button there as well. Okay, here's some slides on how to launch a lesson. And they all basically the same thing. You choose which one you want to do. You go to your library, find the lesson that you've either created yourself from scratch or downloaded from the library, click live lesson, or click on the card and you get live lesson or student paced. There is a difference. A live lesson will be live for 23 hours, or sorry. The student paced lessons can either be set to expire between 1 and 365 days. So if you're starting, giving the lesson at the start of the week and you want to let it go for 7 days so that, if they have to have it done by the next week, you can set it for 7 days. If you want to just keep it open for kids to explore whenever they want. And that's on the student-paced lesson. The teacher-paced one, the kids will have to have the code and join along with you and go with you.
Okay, Clint, to do a live lesson, you need to do it on Zoom, right? Like we're doing this?
In the situation we're in.
Yeah. I mean, if they were in my classroom, we could
do a live lesson. And the nice thing is that their devices will be on the same screen as yours.
Yeah.
As you change, slides in the Nearpod lesson, their screen changes as well.
Okay. Does it suck up the bandwidth? Because over here in the Valley, that's the huge issue anytime we do.
It depends on how much, videos and things like that you're having them do. But just like this, the slides aren't too much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, every time I do just a Zoom, I have 4 kids who can't have their camera on.
Yeah.
Because they can't participate if their camera's on. It
right.
Cuts out.
That makes sense.
So that probably wouldn't work. I might have to just do student-based ones.
I'll try it and see how it goes.
Okay.
And maybe turn your camera off too while you're doing the Nearpod stuff.
Okay.
Might help. Okay, so I skipped through a couple of videos on how to start a student-paced and a teacher-based lesson. Let's see. Any questions? I'll just watch the mics to unmute if you have any questions.
Yes, Clint. So I put a lesson into my library. Then from my library, how do I put it into my Google Classroom?
So you go to your library. I'll show that. So click on my home if I was in my search in the library. Let's say this elapsed time I want to use. Do you want to do it live or student-paced to make that decision? If I choose student-paced, there's actually a Google Classroom button right there. And as long as you're logged into Google, if I click on Google Classroom, you'll get a window that pops up that says, which classroom do you want to share it to? You pick the one you want it to go to and make it an assignment, make it a question, make an announcement. An announcement would be not ungraded. Just, hey, I want you to go through this. If you want them to be scored on completion of it, you'd say create an assignment for it and click go. And then that would send the link to that lesson to your students. When they click on it, they'd be taken to the Nearpod lesson, their name be put in it, and they just need to say, I'm ready to go.
Fantastic.
Great
Thank you.
question. No, it's super slick. Any other questions? Okie dokie. Okay, so and again, we just talked about how to share those lessons with your students, especially that student-paced mode. These slides are there. I won't worry. You guys did it to get into this lesson. We talked about it several times, but you can, a lot of different ways to get students into a lesson. You can email them directly. If you want to put it on social media, you can. Send them a link directly. They can be embedded. I do have a video here in a bit that shows you how to use that. It's integrated with Canvas. So you can actually embed a lesson right inside Canvas, and students can go through the whole entire lesson right in Canvas. You can see their responses in the speed grader. The integration is really cool. I just showed you how to do Google Classroom. Remind would just text them out a link to the lesson. And don't know if anyone's using Microsoft Teams, but those slides are there, and you'll be able to see those later on. Okay, so this is the one. This is the video from Michael Hakkarainen at UEN on how to use Canvas or Nearpod lessons within Canvas. Are there any Canvas users that want to see this, or should I just have you guys review it later on? Because I want to make sure everyone gets the information, but I don't want to keep folks. If you're all using Classroom, then I'll just pass by this. Does anyone want to see it? Open your mics and say yes, please. Seeing none? Okay, we'll skip it. But just know it's easy to take one of your Nearpod lessons and integrate it in Canvas. It works really well. Okay, and we're going to skip this. Skip that question. So how do students join? And that's why I like this activity, because you saw how to join a lesson. But again, a couple ways to do it. Send your kids to join.nearpod.com. They put in the session code. They put in their name and click join session, and they're ready to go. As you guys were joining in, I could see down here, and I just moved my screen share a little bit on the bottom left, so I could see how many students are waiting to join or are in my session. And so I just make sure that that number matches up with how many kids I'm expecting to see to join before I start the lesson if I'm doing it live. But pretty simple. Let's see. I'm going to skip that because I don't remember what that video shows. But this is the important part, right? Or another important part. So how did my students do? So in Pear Deck, you'd have to go back to peardeck.com and go to the report section. But since Nearpod is all kind of integrated and you go and do everything on the Nearpod site, the reports are right there. And so from your home screen, let me skip back to my Nearpod window. Scroll on down here on the left, and there's a report section right there. Click on reports, and it'll show me any sessions that I have given, how many slides are in the session, so if I click on this right here, I can see I've got 14 sessions. This is my current session, and if I click on the students, I can see, all right, a summary, who's been engaged, who's answered the questions, if we had any open-ended questions or polls. There we go. And I can see who answered what. Any collaborate boards, I can see the review for that. So all that information is saved for me. I can see the results for the time to climb that we did. And I can go back and review all the information from all my student interactions from any lesson that I've given. You can download all this data as a PDF, I believe, yeah, or as a CSV if I just wanted the scores or the data out of it to put in grades. And those interactions are there. And each time if I teach a lesson multiple times, I would see each session there. I can name a session if I want to, but today's data is fine for me. that was real quick on reports. Any questions on that? Okay. Hearing none. And again, there's videos and clicks and everything in the slideshow to show you how to do that. And we've got questions. You guys know you can open up questions anytime you want. We're actually almost pretty close to being done. So additional resources. A great one here is I've included a web link to UEN's Learn at Home teacher screencasts there. Can I scroll through this? Yeah, and if my phone's ringing, I'm going to ignore it for a second. There we go. But if I scroll down, I wish I could scroll down. I'm going to open it on my side here.
On mine, I can scroll down. So.
Yeah, it's just showing me on my teacher side. I can't interact with the web page. But on your side, if you click on the button to open it up, you can. And there's not a specific page for Nearpod, but if you scroll down, Nearpod integration with Google Slides. So if you do have slides, there is kind of there is a Google or a Nearpod Google Slides add-on that will allow you to directly send your Google Slides over to Nearpod to make those interactive. And Michael's done a nice screencast on that. Let's see, modules, keep on going down. COVID-19 lessons from Nearpod. So Michael shows, let's see, ways to keep students informed about the virus. Keep on going down. Nearpod student pace, so how to do a student pace lesson. And then using Nearpod and Canvas, that video that I shared in the presentation. So there's some good resources there from UEN to review as you need. Another website, distance learning, it's nearpod.com/distance learning. Or if you just Google distance learning, or there's a link to it from your, I'll make sure that you guys get the link for it. But there are many different resources there. You can get training. They have webinars, either live or recorded webinars. I showed you this slide earlier, or if you go to nearpod.com/COVID-19, it'll bring you here as well. There's all kinds of help videos. Please ask questions. Yeah.
Can I interrupt real fast? I have to leave for another meeting at 3, and it is 3. But I really wanted to know, Flowcabulary is a Nearpod product, and I've been using it really successfully. Will we have access to that?
Not with the state contract.
Okay. Yeah. Dang it. All right. Just curious.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
We didn't purchase that.
That's okay. Thanks.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Before she drops off, I'm going to take a quick screenshot so I know who was here. So I make sure I give you guys credit for being here. There we go. So those resources are there. And I need to trick my computer into letting me advance. Okay. All right. So here's how, okay, go ahead.
Oh, never mind. Never mind, Clint. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So here's where you need to go back to your Nearpod window. And if you want a copy of these, I hope you do, you need to access the notes. And the way you do that is on the upper right of this slide. It actually opened up for me there, but on every slide in Nearpod, there's a little paper icon with a pencil on it on the upper right. When you click that, it says, how do you want to receive your notes? Via email, save to Google Drive, or save to OneDrive. Choose one of those 3, and then this whole presentation will be shared with you with all the links and videos and everything else in it. If your students use this note section, it'll not only give them the link to the presentation, but also the notes that they included on any slide as they were taking as they went along. So if you'd like to receive these slides, open the notes and click either send via email or save via Google Drive. I'll email them to myself. And I'll just pop my email address in there and hit send. And there's some notes there. Great stuff. Okay. And then just close that notes tab and good to go. Okay.
No, Clint, it's past time, but I have another question.
No, that's fine. And if you guys do need to go, feel free. I really am just about done. I
Mm.
have, how many slides left? I have
Oh.
maybe, there's just a few slides left, but
Well,
it'll be in the recording.
Do your slides and then I'll stay and ask my question because I don't know that everybody else wants to know how to do this anyway.
Okay, that works for me. There's showing you how to take the notes. I just spoke through that, but there's a little screencast there. But on any Nearpod slide, there's that little notes icon. Open it up, choose how you want to get your notes, and then start taking notes. And you will get the slides there. And please do reach out to us anytime. Send me an email. If you have some immediate questions, give me a text there, and I'll call you right back and or answer the questions. And Chris can also help. She's a good resource here in our office for Nearpod. Nearpod does have a whole lot of help and support available to you from them. Here are their support places, support@nearpod.com. You can follow them on social media. And again, if you want to become a certified educator, let me know how that goes. I might do it if the contract continues and stays through to make sure I'm giving you guys the best support I can. Okay, Nearpod homepage and navigation toolbar. This is a review. Also in that, that's right, that's how you get to the support. So underneath reports, there's an FAQ session, teacher resources. That'll get you to all their stuff. And then there's a live chat down there on the bottom right. So should be able to get whatever help you need as far as Nearpod goes whenever you want. So after today, take some time to explore, practice, try, understand some things. If you do have questions, please do reach out and let me know if there's specific things I can answer. And I think that's about it. There's some questions there, but I'll just say thank you very much and open up the microphone for questions. If you have none, thanks for joining us. And I'll be in touch via email soon and get this shared back out with you and give you your Midas credit. And if not, make sure to join us next week if you're interested in learning more about Utah's online library with Chris.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah,
Thank
good to see
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. Thanks.
Great.
Thank you,
And I'm glad we found a solution for your little kids. It'll help you
Right.
be able to see
Awesome.
who understands what. That's really important.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. What I want to do is I want to take a lesson that they already have and add a like time to climb and a couple more questions to that. Can
Yep.
I do that?
Absolutely.
Good. Help me
Yeah,
do that.
absolutely. So if I go back to my library, you've got to download it from their library first.
Okay,
You
to my
can't download
library.
it from there.
Yeah.
But once it's in your library, and I actually did that. I added some stuff to this lesson today.
Mhm.
I'm going to end the lesson first so that it won't say, hey, you've already got this one in session. Well, let me just do that real quick. Yes, I want to leave this session. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go
Turn my
to
camera
edit.
on so you can see me. 'Cause
Oh,
I
great.
hate talking to just not words.
I appreciate that. So you can see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So in my library, hover over the lesson. I'm going to go down here to edit.
Okay. So,
Let's see. That's fine because we're done.
okay, I hover over the lesson that I want to edit, and then these. Where did you find the edit?
Bottom left on the.
Duh, right there. Sorry, my.
Yep.
Where I thought. Okay, and I want to duplicate it because I might mess up.
Yeah, great idea. That's fine. And so what it does, it brings up your slide editor.
Okay.
And shows me all the slides that are there. And so like this slide number 13, I inserted in between those two.
Okay.
So just on the top, either top left or there, if I'm scrolling down, I should still see this little gray bar at the top. I can add the slide and it says, what do you want it to be? Content, web content, which means another website or from another web page, or activity, time to climb. Or you can add in a question or pairs or quiz. I didn't even get to show all the different kinds of interactive kind of questions they have.
Yeah, because
fill in the blank, memory test. Yeah, draw it.
So if I wanted to add a time to climb, how do I do that?
So just choose it.
All right. And
then it just kind of like If you've used Canvas to build quizzes, put in your question. If you want an image there, put your options in.
Oh, okay.
And then keep adding questions as you go if you need more options. So this is true. And the answer option is true. Oh, cool. There's a math equation editor right there.
Cool.
And I checked the box next to the correct answer. I'm going to add a question. I'm going to say this is false. And true. I can't type. And that's false. I can rearrange the order.
And I can change how
Or
you say it.
randomize it if I need more answers. Not sure. Okay, if I want to put a picture on there, let's see. I've just literally grabbed something randomly.
There you go. Let's see.
The roll from the class today.
There you go.
Okay, get your questions in and then save it.
Mhm.
And then what it'll do, and this is a little annoying, I thought that if I was on a slide and I said add a slide, it would put it in after the one that I built. It doesn't.
No,
It puts it down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then I just have to drag and drop it where I want it to go.
I was just playing around with that. If you click in the space in between the slides,
Oh,
it just says add, and then it lets you do the same thing.
And then you can do the same
hey,
thing with me.
you win a prize. Thank
Yay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I'm going to delete that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the video I added from Michael,
Uh-huh.
I added a slide. It was content, and I chose video. That's slick.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that.
Happy to help.
Video, and it was actually one I downloaded from the web, and I just drag and dropped it
Drop it here.
onto there. Or if it's a YouTube video, I can put the link in there. Or if I have it in Drive or wherever else.
Okay.
That
Oh,
adds
I'm
it in.
excited. I hope our district keeps this next year.
Susan,
I'm pretty sure you will. Yeah.
Are you third, right?
Yeah, I am third.
But there's just so much content and stuff ready to go in here. And that's the huge advantage of Nearpod over Repair Deck, is that there's a lot of stuff there and allows you to differentiate and personalize what you're assigning to kids and what you have available to you. And the more resources you have right now, the better, because
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
crazy.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Mm.
Great question though. Thanks.
So Gina, what grade are you right now?
I'm second.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to think how this would work right now with Zoom. I'm just not sure if they could do a split screen, like minimize a screen and have the Zoom and Nearpod open. It might be.
Yeah, but the self-paced might be good.
Yeah, the self-pace and the interact. It would be fun to do it. I
My
would
kids-
love to do it in a classroom once we're, back at it.
And maybe just make a Nearpod that is just like time to climb.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to do, is we're going to
Like
get
a brain
together.
break. You could do
Yeah.
it like a brain break. It would be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just so we might use this a little bit more, and let's
Well,
give it
my
a try.
students have been doing the field trips are really, really good in the self-paced lessons.
Oh, that's
My
cool.
problem is sometimes the videos that are embedded in the slideshow are not approved with
Ah,
Kane County. So I've started trying to find them and make sure I approve them before they go.
That's smart.
So
yeah,
that's one thing. If you're going to do self-paced, if they have a video, make sure it's approved
that'd
first.
be approved.
So are there any of the field trips you would recommend? As we come into the last week and a few days of school, I'm
I
kind of
know.
scrambling for things. And I'm thinking
Well,
that field trip sounded like
yeah.
that might work.
see, we've gone to Antarctica and
Oh, I should do that.
that's me. Yeah. The Antarctica and Utah and Zion Canyon and
Oh,
Bryce. Yeah. So next week we're only doing field trips.
That's what I'm going to
Nice.
do. I'm so glad. That'll be
We're
awesome.
only doing field trips and we're going to insert some time to climb things in there so that it can be
So will you do like educational time to climb, like where they're
where they've actually, where in Utah or something that is prominent in the slideshow. So then that's the questions that I'll ask. Haven't made them yet, but that's my
cool?
plan.
Awesome. Well, thank you.